finally, Chael has finally produced a good episode. Well, we'll call them episodes. They're not really episodes, but we'll call them that. But in case you guys don't know who David Taylor is, get a life, man. And this is why we all love Chael, okay? It's why we put up with all the glass touching and all the legs of crossing. Because more than a fan of MMA or judo or boxing or UFC, whether it be Pride or Bellator or whatever, he is, to his core, a huge wrestling fan. And hopefully he can bring some money or exposure is the word. Like, I'm going to expose myself to wrestling, because those guys put in so much work, especially on the collegiate level. I mean, I think that the collegiate basketball stars and football guys, they get paid. I don't know what they really get paid. I don't know if it's a paid thing or they get perks or something. And some of the wrestlers do for sure. But David Taylor to MMA. Chael pretty much did a good job of summing up that whole thing. So this is going to be a little bit more of a serious, more of a even-keeled kind of video. So if you're looking for the Mannix of Paradise, go find the other video and push those buttons. Use the little finger, go that way or that way. I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere else. This one isn't it, because David Taylor, he's the man, dude. Now back in college, boy, he had a hump he couldn't get over. It was Dake, and it was really close all the time. I think David won 2 matches in their entire career together. I think one of them was like when they were kids or something. But David Taylor, ever since he went up to, I think it's like 86 kilograms, he's been unstoppable. I don't know if it's 86 or 80 something. I'm forgetting it now. I'm a little brain farty. But, he was kind of competing with Jordan Burroughs for a little bit at 74. And then, and with Dake. And then finally he decided to go up, which I really think helped him a ton. So then multiple worlds. And recently he's been on a crazy tear. Like, his performances against people who he used to be close with, he's gapped them. He has gapped them. So when Uncle Chael says that should he be allowed, or is the transition to MMA good? Well, I sort of agree with DC on, the case that he's not a killer, but then Chael's made a very good point, which is adjust your glasses just a few more times. You know the point that he made. If not, go watch the video. Does he have that instinct, that killer instinct? Well, of course he does. I mean, wrestlers do not like to lose. They're just going to keep going back. And yeah, it's eating at him. And he's gotten substantially better. So will he do well if he makes the transition? I think so. I do think because of the age and the time required, I do think he should be able to cut line. And I do think that he should be able to not only cut line, but maybe just go ahead and say, you know what? I've got like 4 matches or 8 max. 8 would be like 2 years. Maybe a bit busy 2 years. Might be 3. So that's why I'm saying just do like 4. Like 1 year up. Like have a 4 fight contract. Done. The last one is going to be a championship one if he does okay in the 3. Or hell, just throw him in like right into the fire. Why not, right? Or do 1 big match, right? 1 big match might be the best way to do it all the way. Like, okay, you're just going to do 1 big match. Dana should give him like pay-per-view points and he should do it. Now, I don't know if David understood, but this is where Chael probably made a mistake, and it needs to start paying attention a little bit closer, because there are some things that he'll get in his own way about, and that's where his health side comes into it. Like, you know, his health is an issue, and we're going to get back to it. But if Chael would have told David what his plan was, you know, about, you know, December 16th, you know, when he invited him, he was going to introduce him to the MMA world. A lot of you guys following right now, you might be use the buttons, bro. Use the buttons and go Google David Taylor. Watch a couple matches. He does have a nickname. Does anyone know it? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Magic Man. Yes. We're not even going to mess it up. Can't disrespect the guy. Like, it's David Taylor, for crying out loud. There's only a few people I'd be starstruck to see. He might be one of them, but probably not. So, you know, will he transition? And will he make the jump? Will he win this Olympic year? I hope so. And I hope so. But more importantly, since you guys who are here and have listened thus long, we should say, then I would cross my legs, but I'm in the car, if you haven't noticed. Was out to dinner. I did a couple pieces because that's how I roll. We're just letting UnChaeL dictate my life. I did quick ones, though, because dinner was nice. But I can't cross my legs right now. But I could tell you about lettucehands.org. It's a real thing. Absolutely. lettucehands.org. I made it. Go over there. Check it out. .org, because it's organized. Dake. Would Dake ever do it? I don't know. But David Taylor doesn't need the money. And it's might be because of some of his sponsors and whatnot and the level he's on, but it's because he's a pretty savvy guy and he comes for money anyway. So now he's got like 2 or 3 now, like juice shop kind of restaurant things that he's doing, which is great. Him and his wife are great. He's a great family man. I call him a man. I mean, he's a boy. He might even be my son's age. That's kind of crazy. But, you know, David Taylor making the transition to MMA. I would actually prefer or like if the wrestlers from the collegiate and then into the world's scene did not have to make that transition to MMA, because I'm looking down because the glare's on there. But I wish that they didn't have to make that transition for money, but some of them do. Now I'm looking down my nose at you guys. Just to avoid the glare, because I know you guys like to look into those. What color are they today? They're sort of bluish, but they have to make a transition. It's a good transition. You know, quest for more money, quest for more exposure. Those guys work their butt off. All the wrestlers I'm talking about. David Taylor doesn't necessarily need it, but be interesting to see how well he'd do. Going back to Bo Dime's video, I don't know. Bo Dime either needs to step up to the plate or just get knocked out, but he's taking it kind of slow, and that's because he's young and he knows he's got a lot of fights left in him, maybe, and maybe he's not. I mean, I think he's still pretty well off, I think. But anyway, stay tuned. Go check out the other videos. It's a manic mess, but I'm proving a point here. Long form. Chael, you need to get well, buddy. Listen up.